the relationship or whatever you have going on right now doesn't really speak to you. You want to be involved again, okay? A lot of you learn to turn your feelings off, but some of you may have experienced like some heartache that, you know, just for you to have felt something, anything at all is My name is TM, and this is TM Tarot. Welcome back to all of my subscribers, and if you're brand new, you're welcome too. Before we get started, make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn your notifications on so that you don't miss any exclusive content. That includes Talk to TM live every Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's get started. Okay. Gemini, you're coming into the month of December very strong and very confident. It looks like some financial matters have been resolved or have been taken care of that you've been concerned about. They've been resolved. They've been taken care of. So you're entering the month of December in a very good space and ready to start something new. Ready to leave whatever you had going on behind. You're definitely really finally ready to take steps in a new direction, to begin something new and to start over. But it looks like things are not turning out exactly the way that you expected for them to. See why. It looks like you may have everything that you want, and perhaps you don't realize that. What's going on here with the Seven of Cups and Three of Swords? Yeah, you're living with this dissatisfaction that doesn't belong, looking at the actual picture of things. As you can see, there's the Ten of Cups, and then there's the Sun right here. There's the Ten of Cups, there's the Sun, and there's all of this stability. There's all of this control, but you don't see it. Let's see. Gemini, I think you want the easy way out of the situation. You want the easy way out of the situation, or you want to deal with it. It looks like you expected for some things to change after something happened, and it did not. You're seeing and learning that. Oh, wow. Wow. So it's almost like I don't even really want to tell you what it's like, that's funny. You were expecting to get the easy way out of something. You thought very, very much that one thing was going to be the solution to your issues. You did, and you saw that it was not. You're getting to see what your real issues are now. Gemini, it would be more advantageous for you right now to focus on your relationship with your children and not any other relationships that you have going on right now, be it a marriage or anything else. Your focus right now should be on your kids. If you have children, focus on your kids. Build up your relationship with your kids. What's going on right now, Gemini and their kids? Something's not right. Either you have kids that are struggling in terms of like a relationship, or there could be tension in your relationship and your children sense that. It looks like you, looks like you want to have a new life. You want to have a new life. You want to start over. You want to do new things. You want to explore. I see you looking from a window and everything and everyone is just passing you by. Everything is passing you by. And you're starting to realize that you have allowed for fear to keep you trapped. That's intense. Seems sad. One more second. For some of you, Gemini, some of you are cheating or are sneaking around. Some of you are just doing you, and we are going to call it cheating because that's what it is. Some of you are cheating, okay? You're cheating yourself if you don't want to call it what it is. Or some of you want to go and be elsewhere. Some of you are just having relationship woes and the relationship just doesn't work for you. A lot of you just want out. Some of you have the burden of maybe like a boyfriend or girlfriend or somebody that you've been seeing that's just kind of really weighing on you. It's just you're wanting more freedom and more satisfaction right now. Okay? The relationship or whatever you have going on right now doesn't really speak to you. You want to be involved again, okay? A lot of you learn to turn your feelings off, but some of you may have experienced like some heartache that, you know, just for you to have felt something, anything at all is just a really big wake-up call to how you're living your life right now. You can't be numb, you know? You just can't. You can't. You don't want to be either. You don't want to be numb anymore. Let's see. Yeah, Gemini. For most of you, this is a major breakup or a breaking down that happens in December. Okay? You're tired of struggling and you feel the air of resentment. You do. You're around people that are not pleased with you, and you can tell. You can tell. I think even in some ways, like only you could, Gemini, like you kind of understand why things are souring up now. So it's just, you're kind of taking it with like a grain of salt and just, like, oh, okay. You're not like broken down and all nuts about it. You're making tons of excuses, and you're not squaring anything. You're not looking at anything head on. You're not really in that space to confront anything right now. You're more or less in that space. And not to say that you see where you could confront it and you do not yet see what there is to confront within you. You realize you have some responsibility here, or equal responsibility, if not more, or just as much, rather. You have just as much responsibility here, but you're not. This is all just happening. Okay, there's a lot of growth that's going to come out of this, a lot. So my advice to you is don't rush it. Don't rush it. If you're ready to break up with someone, and a lot of you are, you're ready to break up and you're ready to go your separate ways, and you're ready to split up and go on about your business and go on about your life and figure out what your next steps are. But a lot of you want to be free. For once in your life, you want to be free. Some of you feel like totally shackled and responsible and like you don't even have permission to live your life in the way that you want to, just how you say. Do you get what I mean? You're really strapped to ideas and beliefs. And others of you want to take your relationship to another place. You are having all of these issues within a relationship. Some of you don't want to leave the relationship itself. You want to take your relationship to another level, or you want to see your relationship, or you want to see yourself happy in your relationship, is what you would like. But ultimately, I want to tell you right now, it's not so much. You're not responsible for other people's happiness, okay? That's just how it works. So if you think that you're wanting someone else's happiness, that's not true. You're genuinely just wanting your own. It would be to your benefit to trim some of the fat off of this and just be honest with yourself about what it is that you want. You don't have to rush to the solution, but you need to start being honest with yourself about what it is that you're looking for, and play with the idea of that. See how big you start smiling. Okay? Some of you see someone that you want to connect with, a young water sign, most likely Pisces. If not Pisces, then probably Cancer. Not too much Scorpio energy at all. So Pisces or Cancer. Someone young and very lighthearted and very free. Someone young, lighthearted, and free. They, it could be maybe androgynous in nature. Baby faces are kind of like your thing, but they have definitely that type of energy. Very new, very vibrant energy. They're like a tenderoni. But you've got someone else on your mind that you want to connect with. Some of you romantic, more some of you others like but less romantic, not romantic friendship. Some of you platonic, and some others of you, it's a more of a relationship feeling, like you really want to get to know somebody. You want to have sex with this person. You want to get to know them. Sex is definitely like at the top of the list somewhere. But you also want to get to know them. Perhaps you want to get to know them in a sexual way. Okay. Like you want to use sex to get to know them, or you feel like you really, for you, it's easy for you to connect with people like through sex, or learn a lot about them through sex. Okay. So you got a young water sign on your mind. And the way that you see this person is very interesting. Like, you just kind of accept them or take them at face value. Okay? Like, their age is definitely a factor, but you're very accepting of the age difference between you. Some of you have a soul lesson with this person. And other Geminis are looking to breathe new life into a love situation with a young Pisces or Cancer, most likely Pisces. Cancer is not typically your style. For those Geminis, there are some Geminis that are are more dominant or prefer to be in control. They just do. They just prefer to be in control for whatever reason. And then you have some Gemini that are more judgmental. Not like in a bad way or in any negative connotation. Just they scrutinize more. And then you have some Geminis that don't scrutinize very much and just like to be in control. You know who you are. You're looking at like somebody that's younger than you. Okay? Not like inappropriate young, but somebody younger than you, something youthful, young and tender. Yeah, I'm sorry to be like graphic, but that's what you're looking at. Like, what a little morsel. And you're thinking inside of your head about, you're just very interested in this person. Very, very interested in this person. For those of you that have a romantic connection, you know who this person is. You might not catch it right away, but this is someone that you know, okay? Not anyone new coming in that you haven't met yet, someone that you know. Someone that you may not have seen or spoken to in a while, but someone that you know. Let's see. Other Geminis, for those of you that have like a friendship or a connection, or that you just have like this person like around, this person has really, really inspired you. They've inspired you, or their energy is just inspiring. They spark a flame in you. And they're making you crave new vitality. Gemini, for some of you Geminis that are wondering, more or less you Geminis that are coupled or like really married up, I gotta be honest with you, this is definitely not what I was hoping to see, but you know, step by step. Towards the end of December, I don't see you uprooting yourself. It looks like you would rather keep things in place and protect what is, because you value what you have. And that's commendable for you to value what you have. It's definitely commendable. I know a lot of people might look down on the advice that I'm getting ready to give you, but I'm just going to give it to you anyway, okay? Because people are people, and you deserve to have just as much of an experience as anyone else. Preferably, you should be able to tell someone. Definitely don't put anyone's life in danger or anything like that. And you should have honesty in someone that you call a partner or someone that you're partnering up with. You should be able to discuss things like that. If you can't, then you don't have a partnership. You might be someone's property or slave, okay, to their desires and what they want, or in things that you think that you want. But if you have like a partner or somebody, you should be able to discuss. You should be able to have open conversation. But if you can't, then just cheat. Okay, I said it. Fine. Sneak around. Sneak around. If this person likes your personality, if they're interested in you like that, and I want to be clear on what it is that you can expect. You can expect some very intense passion out of it. You and this other person hook up, you start sneaking around and doing like your own thing. It's going to be intense. It's going to be passionate. Okay? But it's you. Towards the end of December, I don't see you doing anything honest or noble in any case and scenario here. That's just not where your head is at. You just you're really, well, I think it's noble for you to want to keep, like, if you got a family or something like that, for you to want to keep like the family together and, you know, hold that down. But it's really just like a mechanism of control, another way that your control issues manifest themselves. You want to control what the household dynamic is. You want your cake and you want to eat it too. And just, can I say for the record that statement has never ever made sense to me? I would never have cake without the intent of eating it. So what is that supposed to mean? But I did have a teacher one time that said in class, I guess the way that the phrase was supposed to go, then that made sense to me, which was you want to have your cake and eat your pie too. But I guess people don't say that. You want your cake and you want to eat it too. That doesn't make sense. Anyway, long story short, you want your cake and you want to eat your pie too. Let's see what the judgment card is about down here. It doesn't feel good. Some of you involved with a fire sign. Oh. For those of you involved with the fire sign, because we got the, could be a younger fire sign or an older fire sign, you find a way to make the situation work. Okay? You find a way to make the situation work, unhappily so. I think the only thing that you are happy about, or the most important factor to you, which also may be the most important factor to someone else, and that makes for a good partnership, okay? But you make a decision to hold everything together, to kind of hold it down, and to make things work. Okay, you make a decision to hold it down and make things work. Oh boy. But don't you want out? I hear you. Staying in might be better than being out. Seriously, you don't really genuinely want to be out. So I get that. Let's see. Oh, some of you could have a new job. Some of you could have a new job, or you find new strength in your career, okay? Or new strength in your career, a new position. Let's see. or you make a decision to work. Again, reiterating everything that we just said, you make a decision to work at your relationship, okay? And keeping it for other reasons, not for love, okay? Some of you are just using marriage as it was intended for marriage to be. It's more business than anything, honestly. But yeah, some of you are just releasing the romantic aspect of your relationship and holding it together for what it's truly worth. And apparently for some of you, that's just the family. Okay? It's you want to hold it together for the family and keep it together. But plain and simple, a lot of you Geminis are bored. You're bored. You want and need some excitement. You want to be able to enjoy your life. You're looking at all the life around you and you're like, you know what? I really want to enjoy some of this before I die. I want to have some fun. I want to be myself. And my life is my own, but is it truly my own if I'm everything that everyone else wants me to be and none of what I want me to be? Let's see. Gemini, I'm going to go ahead and pull your oracle card. Okay? Not rushing. I'm just going to go ahead and pull your oracle card. I feel like that's enough said there on that note, right? You get it, and we can move forward. Let's pull your oracle card. No time wasted there. Wild woman. Let's see, that is 62. Let me hold it so you can see. The wild woman. Okay. All right. So, when the wild woman dances into your reading, she reminds you of the essence of authenticity and freedom. Divested of all social constraints and cultural conformity, the wild woman holds up a mirror to your essential self, the true essence of who you are and who you're meant to become. She is a reminder of the bright light within each of us that gets dimmed by the restrictions imposed upon us by the expectations of society. She reminds us that in order to be fully present to life, we must uncover that light and let it shine brightly, regardless of the perceived consequences. Excess for its own sake is a sign of imbalance. This is a warning that you may be trapped in obsessive thinking or behavior, looking for release in places that will never provide it. Let go, lest you become like the hungry ghost of Chinese Buddhist lore that can never be fulfilled. True release comes from trusting the fluidity of life, understanding that just as a river needs its banks to flow through, so too do you need boundaries around your thinking and behavior. Now is the time to simplify, be mindful, and connect to that light within. So, Gemini, honestly speaking, that's not what I would do. But in this case and scenario, or in your case and scenario, but I do understand the logic and the wisdom. I think in that particular case and scenario, I would just probably take another course of action, or I would do things differently, me, myself. But that's my life and my life path. Okay. For you in your life and in your life path, you may have learned things or gain perspective that will free your mind, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you need to change your situation. Me, myself, I would change it. And if you want to change it, I'm still going to encourage you to change it. But it doesn't sound like change is really on the menu for you right now. Just that hunger for change. All right? And that alteration of mind. But Gemini, be good. We are finished, and I will see you next year.